It's for a reason we have this particular image of Sanju Samson on your screen. I'm going to be talking about it in just a bit. It comes from the match between Rajasthan Royals and the Lucknow Super Giants, which was played out a few weeks back in the IPL. But from the IPL now on to the World Cup, Sanju Samson has seen a huge change in life. It's a big moment for him as a cricketer, and that's what we've gotten to know from the man himself. He's talked about his feelings and has also talked about what it means for him to be alongside Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, to be potentially playing for the Indian cricket team as well. What are his thoughts and what is it that was going on in his mind when there was an environment of uncertainty around him, when there was an environment of anxiousness as well, because you were looking at the squad announcement to take place on the 30th April of last month. That was the deadline, the 30th of April, in fact. And what is it that was going through his mind? He's talked about all of that, certain dreams of Sanju Samson, the cricketer, coming true. Remember, for the first time, he finds himself alongside players who regularly represent the India team. It's the first time that he's playing for the men's senior team at a big tournament. Sanju Samson, he's been around for a while now, but you look at his international numbers, the number of matches that he's played in ODIs and T20Is, it's not too many. So it is a big moment indeed for Sanju Samson. He's talked about a lot of things. Let's quickly dive into the thoughts of Sanju Samson. He feels that he's the most prepared or experienced Sanju Samson coming into a World Cup actually. No need to elaborate over there what he means over here, but let's just move into more thoughts and tell you where Sanju Samson is coming from. He says that 10 years of lots and lots of failures, a few successes here and there, life and cricket have taught me everything I need to know ahead of this crucial tournament. This just tells you about the life of Sanju Samson, the psyche of Sanju Samson getting into this tournament. He's seen a lot of ups and downs, but he feels at the back of a pretty decent IPL that he is the most filtered and experienced, is the best version of himself coming into the tournament. Why do I say that that picture meant 1,000 words, or that particular picture, the one that we started the video with, talks a lot about Sanju Samson, what it means for him to be playing for the Indian for the Indian team, because these are the celebrations from a Sanju Samson who rather otherwise is one of those quiet fellows, muted celebrations. That's what you see from Sanju Samson. But in that match, when he got to about 70 odd runs of this 33 deliveries, if memory serves me right, Sanju Samson, you could see what it meant, that once he played that knock, he knew a couple of days down the road you were looking at the squad announcement to take place, and that innings pretty much confirmed Sanju Samson's arrival or his inclusion as far as the Indian team is concerned. And this was the thought on his mind, as he has now confirmed as well. He said that being the captain of the side, I think my mind was always occupied, but somewhere at the back of the mind it was there. The World Cup selectors, the World Cup selections are also around. This was a thought that Sanju Samson was preoccupied with even when he was playing in the IPL. So you think that players don't think about it? No, that's not the case. Sanju Samson admitting that it was a thought on his mind, despite him being occupied by so many other things that as a captain he was looking at as well. And lastly, he says that it's a huge thing actually for him. It was like one of the best things which could have happened to my career, and those thoughts keep on playing. A dream of Sanju Samson's now coming true, as he finds himself, as I said, in the same dressing room with the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and he feels when you have those players around you, it motivates you furthermore. You're not looking for added motivation. Yes, there is already reason and desire enough to play for the Indian team, but when you have these champions around, you're only looking at taking the Indian team forward, and how is it that you can contribute to the side. So dream of Sanju Samson's now coming true as he finds himself in the United States. Remember, this was a tough period for Sanju Samson, because he was always looked at as a bright prospect, somebody with a lot of talent, but Sanju Samson could never really fulfill that potential. Even going into the IPL, you were looking at about roughly 5-6 players who were in the fray, but Sanju Samson then ensuring that he gets into the top 2 that you were looking at. Rishabh Pant and him obviously were 2 of the 6 players I'm referring to. There was an Ishan Kishan, there was a Jitesh Sharma, there was a Dhruv Jurel, there was an outside chance of an Ishan Kishan as well. So all those contenders were there, but Sanju Samson getting the best version of himself, being the best version of himself in the IPL, scoring decent amount of runs at a position where he was batting at a decent click as well. His numbers, in fact, that of Rishabh Pant were more or less identical by the end of the tournament, and no surprise there that the two of them are the ones representing the Indian team at the T20 World Cup.